Hello students, having completed the topic of capital structure decision and factors affecting to it, now let us move on to one of the very important topics of the chapter, that is second last topic of this is fixed capital. Fixed capital means the proportion of capital investment in the long term assets or fixed assets of a firm, that is, for example, land and building, plant and machinery, furniture, fixtures, vehicles, etc. Yesterday we had covered its meaning and few features, but today let us start with the quick revision of it. So, fixed capital is of great significance to the long term growth and long term liabilities of a firm. Without inclusion of fixed assets, no business can grow further. Also, bear in mind that fixed capital must be financed through long term sources of funds like equity shares, preference shares, debentures, long term loans, retained earnings, etc. Because if such assets are financed through the short term sources, we will not be able to repay those short term funds, because normally short term borrowings are to be repaid within 1 year, while the benefits of long term or fixed assets cannot be reaped within a year. It normally takes a span of more than 1 year to get the benefit of or returns out of such long term investments. So, long term assets should be financed through long term sources. Now, let us see the factors affecting fixed capital requirements. So, these are the factors that must be considered before we start investing in our fixed assets, or you can say these are the determinants of how much fixed capital or long term assets do we need, or fixed assets will we be in need in our future course of business. There are several factors on which this decision is to be taken. First of such factor is nature of business. Nature of business means the type of industry you are in. For example, a manufacturing concern would need heavy investment in fixed assets. On the other hand, a trading firm which does not manufacture but which may just trade, that is activity of buying and selling, would need a lower investment in fixed assets. Second point, scale of operations. A larger organization operating at a higher scale would need bigger plant, more space and more investment. So they would require higher investment in fixed assets as compared to the small scale organization. Say you are having a steel plant. So steel plant can be on two bases. First, a very startup base, a beginner's base, or a full-fledged steel manufacturing firm. So both of them are into the manufacturing business. So the nature of business that we referred to in the first point is applicable here. But if we see the scale in the first firm, which is just a beginner, in that firm they would need lower investment, while a firm which has a big scale of operation, say international scale of operation or a nationwide scale of operation, would need higher amount of investment. Third is choice of technique. If you are having a capital intensive organization, then you would need higher investment in plant and machinery as you rely less on manual labor. So the requirement of fixed capital for a capital intensive organization would be higher. On the other hand, if you are a labor intensive organization wherein most of your work is conducted manually, then you would need less investment in fixed assets. The next point is technology upgradation or modernization. In certain industries, assets become out of date, that is obsolete, very soon. For example, computers, fashion industry, or any other type of industry or firm in which you need a constant innovation. Say television industry, that also comes up with the new features every year. So if you are in such industry, you would need to replace your fixed assets frequently, and it would result in higher fixed capital requirement to purchase new assets. Fifth point is growth prospects. Higher growth prospects require higher investment in fixed assets so that you can create higher production capacity. Yesterday we had taken example of cloud kitchen or online retailing, that is e-retailing companies, or any company which is operating on the online platform to generate and satisfy consumers demand have a good growth over the years to come. So they may need good amount of funds to be invested in their fixed capital. Now the next point is diversification. Higher growth prospects require higher investment in fixed assets to create higher production capacity. In the same way, if the firm is running business in more than one product, say they are, say for example Tata company, it is present into many kinds of different products. Say they are into motors, that is Tata Motors. They are into production of say mobile phones, giving the services of mobile phones, not exactly manufacturing the mobile instruments but providing the services of communication. They are present into gold jewelry also. They are present into salt segment also. So here you are providing more than one variety of product, so it would require higher amount of fixed capital, right? Assume that Tata tomorrow comes up with the business in retailing. I think it is already has Click, Tata Click, CLIQ, Click. So it would need additional fixed capital to establish and grow that business, right? So if your firm is on diversification spree, right, it keeps on diversifying into new products to tap that untapped or underexplored market, then you would need additional investment. Say you are operating only in India, now you are also expanding your operations in other countries like Africa, then you need higher investment. Seventh, financing alternatives. When say an asset is taken on lease instead of buying it, then it can avoid huge sum required to purchase that asset. So availability of leasing facility. Leasing is nothing but a long term hiring of an asset, that is known as leasing. So the availability of leasing facilities may reduce the fund required to invest in fixed asset. So if your finance market is developed, then many such alternatives would be available that can be replaced with outright buying, and hence leading to reduction in the fixed capital requirements. So such a strategy is specially suitable in high risk lines of business, so that you do not purchase it but you take it on rent for a longer period of time. The last point here is level of collaboration. Certain business firms share each other's facilities, like a bank may use another's ATM. So such collaborations or joint ventures would reduce level of investment in fixed asset for each firm. So the need of fixed capital is lower. So what would a bank do? Say a Bank of Baroda would tie up with Bank of India or with Punjab National Bank, and they would jointly establish an ATM in the nearby locality, and these three banks would offer its consumers that using or use of ATM card of any of these three banks would be free of cost at this ATM, so that instead of establishing three different ATMs of their own, they combinedly share one ATM, and it would be beneficial to the clients because they do not have to move on and off to one or the other bank's ATM, and also it would be beneficial to the banks as they are carrying one platform for providing the same facilities. They are not investing differently, having their own ATMs. So when you enter into a joint venture or you share each other's facilities, so it is known as collaboration. So if your collaboration level is high, you may end up having lower need of investment in your fixed capital. In the next video, we would start with working capital.